am Smiley, singer-songwriter, and I am here with podcast number 14. Somehow, I am starting to feel a little bit more like a singer-songwriter. And I don't know why, but perhaps because I am getting a little more confident, which I'm happy about that. Okay, now, before we get into our topic today, I will perform the first song I ever wrote for you. I wrote it in 1981, and in 1981, drinking beer and smoking cigarettes were very, very popular. At the time, or just before I wrote this song, I had a lover of 6 years who left me for someone else. So I was hurt and I was sad when I wrote the song. Right after writing this song, I decided cigarettes were making me sick. So I quit the first and only time cold turkey. The cigarettes were toxic to me and the relationship was also toxic to me. So I wonder if in my head I associated the two of them together. Probably. Okay, let's go on to the song. It's called Just Drinking Beer and Smoking Cigarettes. Here we go. Went out to the local bar, laid a token down for pool. Put $1 in the jukebox, then pulled up a stool. I lit myself a cigarette, ordered me a beer. As I looked around, I thought, that's why I'm here. See, I used to have someone to love not so long ago. When our love affair was over, it was quite a blow. I thought we'd last forever, but we didn't get that far. Now I'm sitting by myself here in this bar, just drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. Yeah, just drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. Well, I'm trying to drown my sorrows, but I ain't got there yet. So I'll just drink another beer and smoke another cigarette. You know it's hard to be outgoing, so hard to make new friends. When your whole world falls apart, it's hard to start again. Perhaps the hardest part of all is feeling so alone. I guess that's really why I'm here instead of home. Just drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. Yeah, just drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. Well, I'm trying to drown my sorrows, but haven't got there yet. So I'll just drink another beer and smoke another cigarette. Still out at that local bar, I lost that game of pool. Last time I was in the bathroom, someone took my stool. I've smoked a pack of cigarettes, getting drunk from drinking beer. Yet still can't get it off my mind. How come I'm here, just drinking beer and smoking cigarettes? Yeah, just drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. Well, I'm trying to drown my sorrows, but I ain't got there yet. So I'll just drink another beer and smoke another cigarette. Yeah, I'll just drink another beer and smoke another cigarette. I guess that song kind of says it all. Okay, on to a short podcast on a very short vacation. On the way out, I filmed my most recent podcast, number 13, I-95 rest areas versus turnpike rest areas, and I hope you enjoyed that one. Then we visited some friends that live in the villages. I filmed some features of the villages while we were there, and I still just barely scratched the surface on the unbelievable amount of things there are to do there. It's just unbelievable, it really is. Our friends didn't want to be filmed, so I just took photos and videos of a few things that the villages offers. And I will do a whole separate podcast on that later. There's way too much for this podcast. So for this podcast, we will start at a wildlife preserve in the villages. And after a nice walk to get there, this is what we saw. Okay, here we are at the Villages, and this is a family of sandhill cranes, a mother and 2 babies. Aren't they cute?
Too precious, right?
Oh, very precious. Let's go ahead and walk by them. Bye, you cute little cranes. Bye-bye. Okay, here's the Villages, and this is at the Nature Preserve. Very cool. Okay, here's the preserve. Mama was right about over here last time we were here. Now she has her babies out in another part. Okay, this is the preserve. Just a little baby gator in this preserve, just so you can see him. Okay, you see that little circular area right in the middle of the screen? That is where those little baby sandhill cranes were born. Looks like a red-winged blackbird dead ahead. Will it turn around so we can see it just a little better? Let's see. There, you can see a little bit of the red. Come on, show us more of your red, little bird. Come on. All right, there we go. Oh, pop up just to see one little, like a coot right there. Cute little thing. Just to cut in here, no, that was not a coot. Coots are all black. So then I thought maybe it was a purple gallinoo, but I don't think it's that either. So if you have any idea what it is, just let me know, and I'll let everyone know in a future podcast. Here's a little bunny hopping around up here. Hi, little bunny bunny. A happy little bunny? Okay, bye, bunny. Leaving the preserve, and look, Daddy Sandhill Crane has joined them. Let's see if we can get any closer. Don't know how close we can get. That's probably close enough. But there they are, a happy family of 4. I am told there is an eagle in this nest, and I saw 2 little heads stick up. There is a white head sticking up, and there was at least 1 baby head sticking up. I'm going to have to blow this up to see what it is, but there's definitely a bird with babies up in this nest. The Villages did leave a few trees. Not very many. It's getting dark. Hi. As for that eagle's nest, I think it was way more likely it was an osprey nest. And as for those trees, the developer didn't leave too many, so that was a rare sight. Next, coming up, there is a dog park right around the corner. So let's see what it's all about. Here's a family coming from the dog park. How cute! Another dog and owner coming from the dog park. Thank you. Okay, here we are in the dog park area. Small dogs up to 30 pounds, large dogs over 30 pounds. Let's see what these areas look like. Wow, that's a big area. It's a really big area. Okay, and that's for the small dogs. Let's see what the big dogs have. Oh, wow, it's a big area. Sure. Hey, cute pups. Hey, cute babies. Hello. Hey, thank you. Bye. Okay, here's where the dogs are coming from, right out of their golf carts with their owners. And this is showing you how, oh, isn't that cute? It's just sitting in there. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you. Everyone we met was so genuinely friendly. It just really felt good to be there. That night we went to our friend's house and ate and played a card game called Skyjo, S-K-Y-J-O. And sorry, I didn't think to take pictures of it at the time. This game was a bit odd at first, But once we got the hang of it, it was definitely fun. And it's a thinking game, and so I highly recommend it. It's a fun game. We also started a 3-hour movie that we hadn't seen yet called Wicked Part 1. And here is a shot of Glinda, and then a shot of Elphaba, the Green Witch. The movie looks good so far. We'll see how it goes. It's now the next day, so we headed to Tarpon Springs. The roads were very remote, yet very busy. We saw 2 fresh dead deer on the side of the road, something we don't see in West Palm Beach, so there must be a lot of deer in the center of the state. The entire trip back was terribly congested, even though it was on country roads and through tiny, tiny towns. I had pictured that there would be less traffic in Central Florida, but from the routes we took, that wasn't the case at all. Okay, here we are at Rusty Belly's, the restaurant we ate lunch at, located at the very end of the main street in Tarpon Springs. Here we are at Rusty Belly's restaurant. We're in the outside section. We've heard that dolphins come up here. No boats on the water now, but there are plenty of boats. Here is a shot of a boat behind the restaurant. Lastly, there's a shot of an osprey nest that's right out in front of the restaurant. Apparently, ospreys are very common here. Now, into the town itself. Back in the 40s and 50s, Tarpon Springs was the world's capital of sponge diving. The Greeks were great sponge divers, and they came over here and made this town famous. This waterfront community regularly celebrates its deep Greek history and sponge diving with food, festivals, and events. There are great Greek restaurants here, and there is a boat tour that goes out daily for a half-hour cruise with a demonstration of traditional Tarpon Springs sponge diving. In Tarpon Springs, there are tons of things to do. It really is a nice place to visit, probably a nice place to live too. Here is a shot of a boat with sponges on it. Notice it is white and blue, the Greek colors. Here's a shot of handmade cigar shop. Then we walked around a quarter mile into a residential neighborhood and found this very busy, active Greek church. This mural was right there on the way to the church. Then next is the church's sign saying St. Michael's Shrine, and then a shot of St. Michael's Shrine. Next, we're at the front of the church, and then we went inside the church, looking to the left and looking to the right. There were a lot of people going in and coming out of this church. It was very busy. Let's look around the town a bit. The Sponge Exchange is where we bought some cute t-shirts. Here is the Sponge Exchange map. This is what the downtown street looks like. And here is one of the many places that had sponges for sale. We heard there was a winery in Tarpon Springs that is the only winery east of the Mississippi that doesn't have any chemicals in their wine. And since I am chemical sensitive, I thought we should try it. Online, it said they offered tours on how they make the wine, but when we got there, they were closed. Nonetheless, when we knocked, the owner came out and told us we couldn't see the place, but he could sell us a bottle of wine. So he sold us a bottle for $33, and we will taste it when we get home. This next photo is a shot of us walking up to the winery. It was actually pretty attractive. And then we're going to see the video that the owner came out and let us shoot. Okay. We are at the Castle Winery, and here is
Giuseppe Antonio Giovanni Macchia.
Aha!
But you could call me Joe, or you could call me Hey You, I'll answer. Now what we are is we're a European style winery. When we make the wine, we don't add any chemicals whatsoever. Not to make the wine or to clear the wine. these other wineries, they could use 5 different caustic chemicals, and they do. We don't add any water or sugar because we use wine grapes that God made, and the water and sugar problem is taken care of. As far as the sulfites go, you can legally put 350 parts per million. That'll give you a headache and a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
We put 0.35 to sanitize the bottle. No headaches. To be a European winery, it has to have no bite here, no bite here, go down smooth and mellow. And that's what we are, a European winery.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you. We'll take one.
Now we are back in the villages. Hello, today we were at the Tarpon Springs Castle Wine Winery, and they were closed. But the gentleman did come out and talk with us, and we bought a Merlot, and here it is. And here's a couple glasses that talk about wine as well. So let me back it up. So here it is, and we're getting ready to pop the top. We'll let you know how it tastes. Hi, this is the wine we purchased at the Castle Winery. So let's see how it tastes. It tastes really smooth. I don't taste any of that roughness in it. Let me taste it again. It passes. It's a good wine. Then we drank wine, talked, and finished up Wicked. It was an interesting movie. Now we're waiting for part 2 so we can find out what happens. I thought The Green Witch was pretty wonderful. Okay, it's the next day, and here's a shot of our hostess's 2 cats. They are good cats. Next, time to go explore. We're going to start off taking the golf cart to a chip, putt, and drive practice area. I have never golfed, so this will be an experience for me. First, this is the shot of me in the golf cart driving to the pitch and putt area. The next shot is still me in the golf cart looking at the homes in the area. You can see the builder has cut down nearly all of the trees to build in most all of the areas, and this includes in all the massive new areas they're building too. But still, it's a great place. Wait till you hear that podcast.
Hi, here's the Belle Glade Country Club entrance. There's the country club back there. And over back here is the pitch and putt course where we're going to go play some golf. Okay, this is the driving range right here, which we'll see a little later. And then over here is the pitch and putt practice area. Putting over here. And pitching and putting over there. Let's move on. Here is the chip and putt course, which is a practice course where we were just at, just so you can see it. Okay, we're headed to the driving range.
This next photo is of our friend Faye. She's the one that showed us how to chip, putt, and drive.
Okay, you're on.
Wow, that was up and good. Right? Yeah.
Next is when we toured a few things in the villages for a future podcast. Here is a bridge with the villages on it going over the turnpike. What is that all about? Where does it go? Well, we'll find out in the next podcast. So that's it for this podcast. We're going to leave the villages. On the way back, I shot the Veterans Memorial Island Sanctuary in Vero Beach, and these shots will be in my next podcast, number 15, along with some videos from an actual Arlington Cemetery funeral. But before we close, let me show you the Fort Pierce Inlet, which I also shot. This park was packed full of people, and here are just a few pictures of the place. This is the Fort Pierce Inlet State Park entrance sign. Here is the park entrance. While driving within the park, we spotted this bobcat sign. The parking lots were all full. We had to wait for someone to pull out to park.
Here we are on our walk to the Fort Pierce Inlet State Park Beach. All right. Here we are at the Fort Pierce Inlet State Park Beach. And it is a beach day. There's plenty of people out here enjoying themselves. And over here is the inlet. Let's go see what the inlet has. Okay, we're here at the inlet. There's the ocean out there. And here's the inlet right here. Splashing away. Cool. Headed down another path and the Fort Pierce Inlet State Park. There's plenty of brush here. Plenty of brush.
Here you can see that turtles are protected on all the beaches, as it should be.
Plenty of picnic areas to do a picnic in. Another area of Fort Pierce Inlet State Park. This is just another beach. Big boat out there on the water. More picnic area. Lots of picnic area.
Well, our mini vacation is now over, and we did enjoy it. I hope this podcast was fun for you too. I am looking forward to showing you my next podcast, number 15, about the Veterans Park in Vero Beach and an actual service at Arlington National Cemetery in Washington, D.C. to celebrate Memorial Day. If you like this podcast, please subscribe and keep watching. Take care.